The Bible is so important, and there are people who twist the Bible, who act like it's there to reinforce what they want it to say, and there's a wrong way to read the Bible. And so I don't want you to do that. And really, the Bible actually is there to interpret the Bible. And that we shouldn't just take these random verses there are no random verses, they're all there on purpose, but there's random ways that people can take it and try to twist it to say something else. You want to be so careful we're not twisting Scripture to say what we want it to say. So what I often do is to look for themes throughout all of Scripture. I might be reading a scripture about a vessel and about someone who's crafting a vessel and say, okay, that's in Romans 9, but where else in Scripture does it say that? And well, actually, it says it in Jeremiah, and actually, it says it in another section. We look for these themes and we say, okay, what's the consistent storyline in Scripture? What's the consistent context that's being talked about? If you use this model of Scripture reading, it will keep you out of starting cults. It'll keep you out of getting caught up in maybe one aspect of how something is talked about in Scripture, but you miss the consistent themes and storylines. Don't take one scripture out of context that's talking about one thing and turn it into a whole teaching. Look at the consistent themes of how God has moved and worked, and He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so many times people will take a scripture and all of a sudden they start putting it in their own context and they start interpreting it in their own way, and they move away from what the original intent of the scriptures is saying. Again, the Bible is supposed to interpret the Bible. We are supposed to apply it and supposed to get revelation on how it's supposed to change us, not change it to fit what we want it to say.